Okay, there are two components left to solder into your board. One is the input, so the signal basically from your phone or your MP3 player, and then the output, which goes to the speaker. Now you've only got one wire left, which is, if I can just zoom out there, there's just this one here. Okay, now it's quite long, so what you have to do is you have to fold the wire in half, hold it there, come to the loop at the end, and you have to cut it. Okay, now you're going to cut it with the cutters that you have, or you have access to, and then you'll end up with two wires. One wire has the jack on the end, that's for your input, and the other wire doesn't have a jack on the end, and that will go to your speaker. So I'm going to take the wire with the jack on the end, which is this one here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to separate the wires out to expose them. So the wires, the copper wires themselves, they have a PVC covering. That's an electrical insulator. We have to get rid of that insulator if we want to connect it to our board. So I'm just going to separate those out. It's quite a tricky little maneuver. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some wire strippers. So these are my wire strippers. Oops, excuse me. These are my wire strippers. Just here. They look a little bit like scissors, or a little bit like cutters, but as you press the wire cutters together, you'll notice that there is a small hole in there, and that is so we can strip away the PVC covering but not damage the wire inside. So around about 1/2 centimetre from the end. It's a little bit tricky over the camera, but if I press that down and pull away, you'll notice that I've cut away the PVC covering but left the copper wire intact. Try that again on the other side. There we go. Now the process for this is exactly the same as it was with the power supply. I'm going to go up through the circular hole, and then back down through the smaller holes in the circuit board. There we go. That one was a bit more fiddly. We got there in the end. Fantastic. Quickly soldered that in place. Be really careful with your PVC wiring here. You really don't want to melt through, and the soldering iron will melt through if you're not too careful. There we go. Now guys, I'm not going to show you how to solder the wire for the speaker into the board. It's the same process as the power supply and the input supply. But what I will do is show you how you solder the wire to the other end, which is attached to the speaker. I'll show you that in the next video.